Today, I'm tired. I've been expending muscles I didn't know existed in ways I never knew I could, and I just really want to crash out and sleep. But I'm kicking this out for you, my gentle viewer. I received a message from my friend John Piquet of Salt Lake City's Cafe de Bola asking, "How's your shop coming along?" Splendidly, I think. Matt's given me a slab of white oak to use and I'm thrilled. It's an incredibly large piece at 19 feet long, and while I've been planning for something shorter, this will fit in the space, but it's gonna change what I was planning. When it comes to shop design, I like to be organic about it. I want to let the space tell me what it wants and let that inform my decisions. For the new place, this slab will be the showpiece. A beautiful piece of history on which to share coffee with you. After guesstimating the measurements, I think this tree was about 160 years old when it came down during a thunderstorm in 2022. That means this tree started its existence during the time of Nat Turner's Rebellion and 30 years before the Civil War. But truth be told, if my calculations are correct, this wasn't that old a tree. The average age of white oak runs between 200 to 300 years, and Maryland's most famous tree, the Y oak, was estimated to be 450 years old when it fell in 2003. The white oak is an important tree to America. You can't make bourbon without it, and many coopers choose to use white oak for wine barrels as well. The USS Constitution is made from white oak, and it's so important that the United States Navy maintains a place called Constitution Grove, a white oak forest within the Naval Support Activity Crane Base, whose sole mission is to provide wood for old Ironsides. And while our tree may not be for as lofty purposes as maintaining a ship of war, I'd like to think that coffee is as noble a pursuit as any. Problem is, this slab is darn heavy. At this length, it's a beast. We're estimating it weighs around 350 pounds. Mother of God. Wrestling these slabs onto the trailer in 90-degree heat with high humidity is just not fun. But we get it done and we make the journey up to Pennsylvania. We're headed to the little town of Quarryville, where there's an incredible lumber dealer called Groff Groff. Matt's been telling me about it for years, but this is going to be my first visit. If you work with lumber, you probably already know of Groff Groff, but let me tell you, it's like Candyland for wood. You might just get wood seeing all this wood. I've been to specialty wood shops before, but this place is something else. Oh. And the best thing is that everyone is friendly and welcoming.
How's it going?
Maybe this is the difference when you're from a metropolitan area, but you don't always expect people to be nice and friendly. Out here, they're pretty darn nice. And it's the owner, third generation Doug Grove, who's doing the planing for us. And that's what we came up here for, planing. Planing removes thin layers of wood to give a flat, smooth, and even surface. Doug tells us there's a bit of a bow, and if I wanted to remove it completely, it would reduce the thickness to about 1 inch. I like and want to maintain a bit of the meatiness of the slab, so I can live with a little imperfection. Looking around, it's amazing. There are rooms and a second level to explore, and in addition to those, there's 2 more buildings full of wood. If you want wood, they've got it. For the shop, I've been thinking that I need a nice cutting board, but I haven't found anything that I've really liked. That's when I noticed this piece of mahogany that looks like it's the right thickness and size for what I have in mind. It really won't need much finishing to get it up to speed, and the price is perfect. Meanwhile, I spotted some Purple Heart and Burl that I would love to have, but don't have any use for. One of the problems of coming to a place like this is that you see things you love and must have. Then they sit in the yard for years to come as the projects you're going to get to soon. The cost of the planing of the piece of mahogany are incredibly reasonable. It's been a good and worthwhile trip to the country, but it's also lunchtime. And we spot a group of Amish selling barbecue chicken and soft-serve ice cream by the side of the road. Good times. Back at the homestead, we unload the slabs. The planing is done, but there's still a bit of work to do. Next up will be sanding and shaping the live edge, building the support structure, and then deciding on the finish. John asked me if I planned on sanding the countertop nightly like they do at Sushi Yasuda. At first, I think I'm not that psychotic. And then I realize, yes, maybe I am. More to come.